Veteran Stacy Allen here, founder and CEO of Valor Health. Listen, today is going to be a great show. We're here with Jen McDonald of Veterans Creed and can't wait to get into this conversation. Let's go. Hey, veterans! Again, Stacy Allen here, and man, I am here with my good friend Jen McDonald from Veterans Creed. How you doing, Jen?
I'm so good. I'm so excited to be here.
Yeah, well, we've got a great conversation that we're going to share today with everyone, and we're going to be talking about how companies like ours work together to serve veterans going through the disability claims process, and what makes that a special relationship both between you and me and with the veterans that we serve together. So I'm going to kick it over to you right off the bat, and let's talk about Jen McDonald. Who you are and what you're doing today.
Thank you. I'm super honored to be able to finally get this opportunity with you to have this conversation and to really expand on what we do and what the difference is between all the other organizations or the similarities, because there are a lot of people in the space that do a lot of great good for veterans, and that's what we really want to promote and be collaborating with. So, I am Jen McDonald. I am the founder and lead claims navigator with Veterans Creed Veteran Services. I have several years, gosh, more than half a decade in the claims education space. And I have found, and I've said for those of you that already know me, I've said for years and years that being able to have a role in empowering veterans to achieve success through the VA claims process, being able to walk alongside them through their experience, through their gaining the education that they need to be successful, and getting to celebrate their successes and fuel their tenacity is an absolute privilege and honor. And being able to continue to do this independently now with my own organization, with such a great team that leads with integrity and gratitude, first and foremost, putting the veteran first. It's again, it's exciting. It's an absolute honor, and to be able to continue in this space and leading with a smile on my face every time, and being able to engage with some of the most incredible humans on the planet is such an honor and a privilege. And I'm excited again that we get to collaborate and get the message out as to what we do and how we can benefit the veteran as a team.
And you said a couple things there that really resonated with me, Jen. You say, we lead with integrity and we lead veteran first. And that's the same mantra that Valor Health has. And that's why, we have opted to pair with you and with other organizations that have that same veterans first mantra, right? And so, man, I love working with you, and I talk to your vets. They have nothing but great things to say about their experience with you, and then they come over to Valor Health if they need medical evidence, and man, it's just a great um, thing that we're doing together to serve the vets. And I'm honored to be able to work with you. So. Um, if you don't mind, let's talk about Veterans Creed and what that is and how it works and what the veterans can expect when they get on the phone with you.
So we are here to empower, and I'm going to use that word until it doesn't sound like a word again, because we're not here to do anything for the veteran. The veteran remains in complete control. And for some veterans, that's not how they want to do their claim. They want to hand it off. They want somebody to take ownership of it. But for the veterans who want to be engaged and involved and in control of their claims, they're here at Veterans Creed with me and our navigators to gain the education so that they know exactly what the next step is. How do I build my evidence? What's my plan of attack? Here's where I'm starting. Here's where I want to be. Here's where here's where it gets gray. So helping them to see clearly what their potential may be and how to put a plan in action to develop a super strong claim that's supported by medical evidence, by personal lay evidence, as strong as possible before they ever even submit their claim. So we're starting together with, again, a game plan and a conversation that is eventually, in a lot of situations, going to end up bringing us to you. And I'm going to go back to what you said. I get the same feedback from your veterans when I'm working with a veteran client who needs your services. I get the most incredible feedback from them about the I'm going to give Shelly a shout out. Her personal touches, those calls where she's developing rapport and showing concern and interest, it means absolutely everything to the veterans, and they feel literally like they're part of a team or part of a family. We do care, and the shout outs that they give me when I get the opportunity to, hey, I know of a great organization that can help you out immensely on so many different levels. Here you go. And they are always getting the most incredible documentation and service.
Yeah, well, thank you for sharing that. Yeah, and when I say we lead with integrity and we always put the veteran first, it's not just something that we have hanging on our wall. It truly is who we are, and I know that that's truly who you are, and I think that that's why we make such uh, good partners in this space, because the veterans get nothing but our very best, because they deserve nothing but our very best, in my
Right.
opinion. Right?
Yeah. Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, if a veteran picks up a phone and says, "Hey, 1-800 Veterans Creed," I know that's not your number, but how do they get a hold of you, first of all?
Best way to get in touch with us is really through the website, veteranscreed.com. We kept it super simple, veteranscreed.com. And right at the top of the screen, there's an opportunity to click to schedule a consultation, a complimentary consultation, a 30-minute call with one of our navigators. So we're not filtering out our vets. And then you eventually get to a navigator. The first person you're talking to is someone that is knowledgeable, that can really walk through helping to determine whether or not Veterans Creed and you are a good fit. So we're going to hear a little bit about where you're starting from, a little bit about your service, a little bit about, hey, I've never filed a claim before. I don't even know where to start. Or I'm at 60%. I've filed a couple other claims and I really feel like I need these. Okay, this is where we're starting from. And then we're going to talk through how our services work. What is it that we're going to do? Clarifying that we're not working on your behalf. I'm not taking over your claim or the development of your claim. I'm not representing you to the VA. I'm not filling out any forms. All of this is an educational opportunity for you to be empowered to walk through all of these steps. And I'm right there next to you, making sure that you have the education that you need to be able to make solid choices, solid educated choices as you're going through the process. But veteranscreed.com is the easiest way to get a hold of us. And we're always watching, answering our incoming texts and notifications. So we try to get to our discovery calls as quickly as possible.
So if someone and it sounds like you do a lot through phone and computer. Do you have an office that people can just walk in and get your services like that?
Here locally, that is part of our game plan. We're in central Iowa, but we serve veterans nationwide. In fact, we serve veterans around the world. I have veterans outside of the US. I have veterans in Puerto Rico. We have veterans in most states. But here locally in central Iowa, we will be having a location where vets can come in and visit with us. A little bit of coffee, conversation, access to free computers so that they can log into their websites. But we'll be doing that just in Iowa, so
Okay.
our local veterans will have that opportunity.
So most veterans though would probably be coming in over the computer. So how difficult is that process to get on your website and to go through the process over the computer?
We make it as easy as we possibly can. Our website, again, very simple. Once you get your calendar, your appointment scheduled, we'll communicate via text until we actually have a call. We will call you, go through all of the, again, match. Are we a good fit? Are we going to be able to work together? Is this something that is going to benefit you? And then once you've joined the Empower program, you will have access to a very simple client portal. It's HIPAA compliant for secure share of any documentation. If you're going to share your DD 214, obviously it's private information. So you want to share that securely. Any medical records that you'll be sharing or VA documentation that has secure information, it's very simple to share. Any resources that we'll be sharing will be shared through that portal. And everything else is done through, again, phone calls, text, and email. So we keep it as simple as possible so that we can serve as many vets as possible without any barriers technically.
So once a veteran signs up with you, Jen, are they working with just you or just somebody else, or is it a team of people? How does that, will they be talking to someone different every time they call in?
Absolutely not. So you'll be assigned to a claims navigator as you join. And at that discovery call or at the next call, if you feel like it's not a fit, this person, me, is a little too talky and not not just straight to the point, you can ask to be reassigned to another navigator, and that is absolutely okay. We absolutely want the fit to be perfect. It needs to be somebody that you can engage with and somebody that you feel like you can develop a trusting relationship with. So if it's not me, then there's another navigator that can step in and make sure that you're getting the best service, the best education and empowerment possible.
Love it. And then so taken through that process and you help develop a strategy. I don't want to put words in your mouth, but I assume that that's part of the process is going through those records, developing a strategy, and then helping them put together their game plan and evidence to build a strong claim, right?
Right.
And I'll
Right.
tell you from my side, obviously Valor Health, we believe that medical evidence is really the key in a lot of claims to being successful.
Yeah.
And so with our partnership, you send people over to Valor Health, and we've worked out a way where your veterans can get a significant discount off of our standard fees, right? So um, that's absolutely another reason to join Jen and her team over there. If you need that medical evidence and you come over to Valor Health, it's substantially at a lower cost up front.
The discount that you guys have offered to my veterans is so appreciated, and it's just another thing that makes it easier for them to just know they're in the right place, because it's not about how expensive this evidence is, because it can get pricey, and putting yourself in a position to be set up for a great initial review or set up for that higher level review where you've got your ammo right there ready to fire in that process, knowing that I might need 2, 3, or even more Nexus letters, that discount really helps. So we appreciate that. I know my veterans definitely appreciate it. So thank you for that.
Right on, absolutely. I'm glad to do it. So I want to throw your information up there again on the screen, Jen. That if you're a veteran and you're stuck or you're not sure which way to turn or you just need some guidance on what to do next, I absolutely recommend Veterans Creed and Jen and her team over there. They will absolutely get you taken care of. So veteranscreed.com. Do you have a phone number where they can call if?
Our phone number
Yep.
is 515-400-4744. And it's easiest to text. Sometimes, if we're on the calls and the calls aren't being sorted, a text is easier, and we'll get back to you digitally as quickly as possible. We pride ourselves in being able to respond to our vets the same day. We do ask for 24 hours, but in most cases, we're getting back to them in the same day.
Oh, that's amazing because I see so many organizations, and they're busy, VSOs and claims agents and even attorneys and stuff. I see that their load is so heavy. It may be weeks and sometimes even months to get an answer from
Yeah,
someone.
yeah.
So being able to hear back from you on the same day or within 24 hours is absolutely amazing. And again, it goes back to veteran first, and our veterans, deserve nothing but our very best. So thank you.
On that, there is every veteran isn't, we have veterans that are don't even know. Maybe a navigator is exactly what I need. Maybe I do need just a VSO, somebody to file my paperwork. I already know what I need to do. Not necessarily is every veteran a fit for an organization like Veterans Creed. And that's one of the things that we want to offer. Or they're so close that they just need, I just need a perspective change. I just need to look over there. And we don't necessarily need to bring every single veteran that we speak to into the Empower program. Really, sometimes it's just a, hey, this is really easy. Let me throw you this bone because it's the right thing to do. When we're leading with integrity, I just want to somebody that's right there, and when you're looking through a fence, sometimes that fence goes away and you can see what's on the other side, and other times that fence just keeps you from seeing all of what's there. And a quick conversation with a navigator can just give you a boost in the right direction, and you can go be successful on your own without needing a program, or even potentially needing medical evidence that is independent. You can make your own with your providers. So sometimes it's just a conversation. You don't need to join a program. You don't necessarily need a navigator or a coach. You just need somebody to give you a different way of thinking or plan of attack.
Yeah, what a great point. And kind of on that same vein, if you're already working with someone, if you're already working with a VSO or an agent or an attorney or even another coaching company, and you need that medical evidence, you can still absolutely come over to Valor Health, and we'll throw our information up here on the screen. Just jump over to valorhealth.net, and you can speak with one of our case analysts, and they'll kind of go through your medical records and let you know what we can provide for you from the medical evidence standpoint. All right.
I know that a lot of veterans, and this is kind of one of the reasons that I wanted to jump on and do this specifically with you, that a lot of veterans are concerned about claim sharks. There's dirty waters, there's chum in the waters, and the sharks are circling. And I want to be very, very clear that this is a mission that I take personally, trying to make sure that ethics, federal and state regulations are followed by all of the organizations in the space. And I want to collaborate with different organizations who are compliant, who are staying in their lane as far as what the rules are. I'm not accredited. This is what I can't do, and I'm not doing it. This is what my fees are, and they're in alignment with what the states and the federal regulations are indicating, and they're fair. They're not over the top. They're not, oh my gosh, this is an opportunity to make money and vets will pay anything to get their success. Absolutely not. Ethics and integrity in this space is important. And states are trying to get on board to support the choice. Some states are trying to, support protecting the veteran. And if you say those two words together, it sounds like an oxymoron. What are veterans? They're our warriors. They're those who have sacrificed to do their part to build this nation on strength. They don't need to be protected. They need to be empowered. They need to be able to understand with integrity and with ethics what their options are. What do they need to know to be successful? And there are people that are out there preying on veterans, and veterans are so inhibited right now in taking the step. Who do I choose? Who do I work with? And that's one of the things that personally I want to do, is being able to collaborate with other organizations. I don't want to compete. I don't want to compete. I want to work with, I want the vets to know that we as a whole, collectively, Nexus providers, other organizations, accredited agents, attorneys, NVSOs, all have the same ultimate goal in supporting as best we can from our angle and within our lane, the success of the veteran, the empowerment, or, again, being educated enough as a VSO or an accredited agent to take it over, and understanding, interpreting, and applying the VA codes 38 CFR and the M21-1 is vital. And it's important to know that the people that you're working with have a very strong practical application of that information. And again, that kind of folds in with that ethical compliance. If you don't truly understand these codes and these regulations, how can you coach them or teach them? So I pride myself in my experience, and the fact that my co-founder is a former VA rater for several years, also a former VA training specialist. So he trained VA raters and VSRs, and we are so proud to be able to promote that content matter or subject matter expert that we're paying forward to the veterans in our Empower program. So as trying to clean up this space and make sure that the claim sharks are clearly identified and separated collectively from those of us that are leading with integrity and gratitude and competency is a personal mission of mine.
Yeah, I love that. I love that. And that's why you and I are partnered up, because we absolutely think that exact same way. We're here for the veteran, not for the dollar. Now, I'll be very clear, we are in a business, we run businesses, right? So obviously we have to bring in income. But kind of speaking on that, Jen, you've mentioned your fees, and I'm not asking that maybe we put them up here because I know things change, and this video will probably stay up here forever on YouTube. Um, but a veteran, do they have to pay up front to come talk to you and get started? How does that work?
Absolutely not. The entire process happens without fees to the veteran until they've achieved a successful uh, compensation increase. So if you're 30% and that 30% is represented by 28 and you go to 34, well, that's an increase, but it doesn't increase your compensation. So once you actually receive a compensable increase, that is when. So once you win, once you're successful, the strategy that you've developed, the education that you've empowered yourself with pays off. That's when my services, my educational navigation services get billed, not until the veteran is successful. Now, that being said, veterans who choose to connect with an organization like yours, that's going to be a fee that is going to be looped in prior to likely my billing, my invoicing. So medical evidence is separate, it's a separate organization. I don't have providers on staff at Veterans Creed. My veterans are connecting with independent providers, most commonly Valor Health, to get that. And that is a separate cost that would be paid before we invoice. But again, that's something that you'll negotiate with your independent provider.
That's right. That's right. So, and just for clarity on the Valor Health side, the reason that we charge upfront and not on the back end based on an increase, it keeps us out of a space that um, could potentially cause some issues with the Nexus letters or DBQs or the fully developed claim packages that we do to maybe not be as strong, right? Or maybe say things in there that the truth was stretched a little bit to get the winning claim. We certainly don't do that because we lead with integrity, right? So we write down what we see, right? Our providers are very skilled, professional doctors, nurse practitioners, physician assistants, psychologists. We have the whole group of medical experts here at Valor Health, and they're going to write down evidence-based um, documents based on their interview with you and based on your other medical records that you already have in your file. So everything's going to be evidence based and nothing is going to be outside of that integrity bubble that we live in, right?
Yeah. The Nexus process is sacred. It's sacred. And again, even on that side of in that lane, there are bad actors. And it's important to know the process and know that, again, leading with integrity and empowering the veteran with strong evidence that's based on not only a review of your medical records, but a deep dive doing medical research. So how does this not only connect a secondary, for example, how does headaches apply secondary to PTSD? And how does that apply specifically to the veteran? That is what the job of a Nexus provider is, not only to find that physiological connection, but to support how that applies directly to the veteran in order to have a strong Nexus letter in front of the VA.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, it's all evidence based, and those connections or nexus letters are backed up with peer reviewed medical literature, right? Things that have already been proven in the medical community. So the documents that we put out are extremely tight, extremely strong, and we see a great success rate.
And
And
I
that's
see
one
it
of
on my side too. My veterans are reporting success
that's right.
regularly with your documents. And I want to give a huge shout out to Dr. Woolley. He's obviously a perfectionist. I've never seen Nexus letters that are as explicit as his. I mean, every I dotted, every T crossed, extensive research, very confident in his opinions. I mean, the documentation, if I needed one, I mean, I
Yeah.
have no questions in my mind about sending my vets your way.
I appreciate that. And just so you know, and everybody out there listening knows, all the providers in the Valor Health Network are either veterans themselves, or they have a strong family connection or other connections to the military and veteran space. So they're very familiar with. In fact, one of our psychologist actually works at the VA, right, as a psychologist. So um, we had we had a large pool to pick from to join our team, and we were very selective, not only on their skill sets, but also their heart and where they're coming from, and their why to join Valor Health. So definitely have the strong team and the right team here to come over and get your medical evidence.
The why is so important. Why do you want to be in this space? Why do you come to your desk every single day to work with veterans? What is your why? And asking anybody who wants to be in this space that question is really important, and veterans can do that too. It's going to help you to identify truly who is leading with integrity. If they've got to stop and think about the right answer, they don't have their why right on the tip of their tongue, it's not the right person. It's
Uh,
absolutely not. They need to be able to throw their why at you without even taking a breath.
Yeah, such good advice. Such good advice. Well, Jen, we are coming down to the bottom half of this hour. One more time, I'm going to throw your stuff up there. So if somebody wants to work with Jen and her team, jump over to veteranscreed.com, sign up for that free evaluation. I'm not sure what you call that initial call, Jen, but
Discovery call.
yeah, discovery call, and find out if Veterans Creed's the right fit for you. Uh, on the flip side, if you're already working with someone and you need medical evidence, you can absolutely still give us a call or jump over on our website at valorhealth.net, speak with one of our case analysts, and we can pick it up from there. All right. Jen, any
Absolutely.
parting words?
Oh my gosh, go for it. Go get it. If you have thought and thought and thought and haven't taken that first step, the first step is conversation with somebody who is going to encourage you, not tell you what to do, but encourage you and offer to walk alongside you. You don't have to do it alone, but just don't miss out. Don't miss out. You served the country, you served and sacrificed. You made a commitment, and the country made a commitment to you. And you're entitled to what you deserve. You don't have to go back to war. You just need to take that first step, and we've got you the rest, right alongside you.
Love that. Jen, thank you so much for spending some time with us today. And veterans, we'll see you on the next one. Peace out.